revealed 3 supernatural secrets to divine victory, prophetic lessons for heavenly power. In a quaint village with rolling green hills and cobbled streets, Mary was a devoted single mother. Her heart was tormented by the terminal illness of her beloved son, Tommy. The days felt heavy, yet the local church blossomed with life, a beacon amidst shadows. It was here, in that sacred place, that Mary's heart cried out in fervent prayer, alongside the prayer group invoking the intercession of St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes. In her soul, she held on to the hope of miracles, as whispers of doubt began seeping into the corners of her mind. "Every time we pray, Mary, the walls seem to whisper back," one of her friends reassured her, lighting a candle. "The presence of God is thick tonight. I can feel it." The flickering flames danced in rhythm with the gathered villagers. Their voices, a symphony of faith, rose to the heavens. Mary felt the warmth of their faith wrap around her like a divine embrace. Yet beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. As the prayers escalated, Mary grappled with shadows of her sister's words. Why cling to unrealistic hopes? Time is running out. Doubts loomed like thunderclouds, dark and heavy. Was her faith strong enough to stave off despair? It was a battle waged within her soul, a relentless tug-of-war between hope and fear. Amidst this turmoil, during one of their fervent gatherings, the heavens revealed a moment of clarity. A voice, nearly imperceptible yet electrifying, echoed thoughts of divine promise. "Your faith shall not go unanswered." The prophetic word rang true. A flicker of hope ignited within Mary. Still she wrestled against the encroaching darkness of her brother's doubts. As the doctor's prognosis grew grim, her heart sank with the weight of despair. Seeking answers, she explored alternative treatments, each one a mirage of salvation that slipped further from her grip, plunging her deeper into chaos. The veil between faith and doubt stretched thin, yet the villagers rallied, their prayers echoing louder, insisting that miracles still lingered in the air. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. A fierce storm raged outside, wind howling like a mournful melody. Mary closed her eyes, feeling the weight of both her sorrow and the community's prayers pressing upon her chest.
In that turbulent night, she felt the tidal wave of doubts rise against the glimmers of faith, a struggle between despair and hope that echoed throughout the village. But as the villagers committed to one last prayer, a most extraordinary event unfolded. With the storm battering down in torrents, Mary whispered prayers she never thought she could muster. Peace washed over her like a soft rain after a relentless drought. In that wind-battered moment, a radiant light broke through, illuminating the room as if heaven had stepped down. The storm's fury began to subside, and in that silence, mysteries unveiled themselves like blooms in spring. As dawn broke, light fractured the remnants of the storm, illuminating the hearts of the faithful. What became of Tommy? Did the miraculous healing arrive with the breaking dawn? Mary stood at the precipice of both faith and doubt, knowing their journey had only just begun, and that divine secrets, whispered in the chaos, held the power to transform their lives and their village forever. What other heavenly lessons awaited them? The sun peeked over the hills, casting golden rays that danced through the stained glass windows of the church. Mary stepped outside, her heart a mix of trepidation and hope. The world seemed sharper, the colors brighter, as if nature itself had been renewed in the glow of faith. She walked slowly, her heart still tethered to the night's fervent prayers. Tommy was still asleep inside. The quiet crackling of the firewood filled the air, mingling with the warmth of love that wrapped around her like a soft blanket. Mary kneeled beside her son, brushing her fingers over his forehead, as gentle as a whisper. His face, though pale, held an aura of peace she hadn't recognized in days. Maybe, just maybe, the dawn would bring more than just light. Maybe it would carry miracles too. She remembered the words spoken during their last meeting at the church. "Your faith shall not go unanswered." A slight tremor danced in her heart at the thought, a promise nestled in her soul. Yet uncertainty lingered just beyond the veil. Would the darkness truly yield to the coming light?
Gathering her courage, she made her way back to the church. The villagers began to flock in, not just to pray, but to share in the hope that surged through them like a river of salvation. Conversations buzzed, filled with whispers of miracles and testimonies of hope. Mary saw their faces shining with faith, the kind of luminous confidence that drew from a source beyond mere understanding. In the center of the gathering, Pastor John stood with arms raised, his voice soaring like an eagle through the morning air. "Brothers and sisters," he called out, "let us gather our hopes and lift them high. For God has plans for us, plans to give hope, a hope that cannot fail." The words resonated deep within Mary, igniting a spark that seemed to push back the shadows of worry.
As they joined hands in a circle of solidarity, Mary closed her eyes and let the prayers wash over her like waves meeting the shore. Each voice intertwined, a sacred tapestry of faith. She could almost feel the energy vibrate in the air, a divine presence permeating their gathering, inviting them to believe in the impossible. Suddenly, the doors burst open and a strong wind swept through the sanctuary, rustling the candlesticks and causing a hush to fall. In that moment of silence, a stranger stood framed in the doorway, the morning light casting a halo around him. His eyes sparkled with an unusual brightness, capturing everyone's attention. "I have come," he declared, voice steady yet gentle. "I bear witness to your faith." The room held its breath, an invisible thread connecting every heart as they awaited his next words. "Your prayers have reached the heavens. There are blessings on the way, a promise that bends time and space." Mary's heart hammered in her chest. Could it be true? Could this man be sent as a messenger of hope? The mingled feelings of skepticism and anticipation swirled within her. As whispers of excitement spread through the congregation, Mary pressed her hands together, her heart crying out for clarity. What did this mean for Tommy? Did God truly have a miracle in store for him? The atmosphere thickened with expectation, each moment stretching into eternity. What was the divine message about to unfold? The stranger looked directly at Mary, and in that gaze she felt the urge to step closer. What revelation awaited her in that divine exchange? Mary hesitated for just a beat, caught between fear and faith. The stranger's eyes held a depth that seemed to pierce through the noise of her doubts. The gathering felt suspended in time, each breath shared among them a silent prayer. Then she stepped forward, her heart pounding like a drumbeat urging her on. "What do you mean?" She found her voice trembling yet resolute. The stranger held her gaze, an unyielding warmth radiating from him. "Your son, Tommy, he is touched by grace, but it is your faith that draws forth what is written in the heavens." A quiver of hope surged within her. Tommy, the very thought of her dear boy filled her with a fierce love. Will he be healed? Will he live? The stranger smiled, and in that instant it felt like the weight of 1,000 burdens was lifted. "He shall rise up," he assured her. "But listen closely. Remember, faith requires action. There are steps yet to take, and they will test you. Will you trust in the journey ahead?" Mary's heart raced. Could she truly trust beyond what she could see? The church had become a sacred space pulsing with expectation, and she felt the tether of hope entwined with her spirit. "I will trust," she whispered, the conviction rising in her. The stranger nodded, as if he had been waiting for her affirmation all along. "Then go, gather the community. The strength of many shall rise with you. Together you will prepare the way for his blessings to flow." He turned as if to leave. The villagers stirred, mumbles of wonder curling through the air. "Wait," Mary called out, desperation coloring her voice. "What else must we do?" "A celebration of faith, my child," he responded over his shoulder, his voice carrying like music through the stillness. "Rejoice as if the blessings are already here. Create a space that honors his presence, where all can surrender their fears and embrace the incoming miracles." With that, he stepped into the light, and the door closed behind him, leaving behind an echo of energy that vibrated through the ground beneath Mary's feet. The crowd buzzed with confusion and faith interlaced, unable to ignore the power that just swept through their sanctuary. "Did you hear that?" a voice exclaimed. "He spoke of miracles. We must prepare," another shouted, the palpable excitement igniting the air. Mary raised her arms, overwhelmed by the surge of energy in the room. "Listen, we must celebrate.
We must gather." With hearts ablaze, they began to organize, some rushing outside to gather food, children, and flowers, while others ignited the candles of faith, lighting the way forward. Mary felt enveloped in divine purpose. Every moment was a testament to the power they had stoked with their prayers. As they worked, laughter and songs began to fill the church, intertwining hopes and dreams in a way that felt almost eternal. Mary felt the weight of her worries slip away, replaced by the undeniable evidence of unity blossoming around her. Yet in the back of her mind, a quiet question stirred. What would happen when the celebration began? Would Tommy feel the energy? Would he sense that miracles were truly on their way? Would receiving blessings mean more than mere words? As day faded into dusk, hope painted itself across the sky, and the time for celebration drew closer. With every flicker of candlelight, Mary felt the sacred mystery of the unknown growing. What divine plan awaited them in this act of faith? She took a deep breath, summoning her courage. The anticipation thickened, a holy promise igniting a flame within her heart. What awaited her in the miracle of that gathering? Would it echo the joys of heaven? Mary's heart thumped in rhythm with the flickering candlelight, a gentle glow that bathed the church in warmth and reverence. The villagers buzzed with excitement, their faces reflecting a blend of hope and anticipation. Laughter pealed like church bells, filling the sanctuary with a sound that spoke of unshakable faith. "Let us gather the children," shouted a woman, her voice bright and full of joy. "Gather everyone," echoed another, excitement rising like sweet incense into the air. Mary watched as the congregation poured their hearts into the preparations. Each hand that lifted a flower or lit a candle became a conduit of faith.
Their shared purpose transformed the space around them, making it feel alive, electric with possibility. "Come, help me make the banners," a man called out to his neighbor. As they worked, Mary's eyes fell on the altar, where the candles cast long shadows, creating a dance of light and dark. She stepped closer, feeling the pull of something sacred, something more than just the act of celebration. It felt as if whispers from heaven were floating, wrapping around her, inviting her into the mystery unfolding. "What must we do to honor his presence?" she whispered to herself, trying to drown out her worries. "Faith's foundation is action," she remembered from the stranger's words. The path ahead was as much about motion as it was belief. The realization kindled something inside her. Suddenly, a child's laughter interrupted her thoughts, breaking through whatever heaviness lingered. A small boy darted past her, clutching a handful of daisies, their yellow petals bright against the backdrop of the dim church. Others joined him, their laughter infectious, a melody resounding in the hearts of the gathered faithful. "Will Tommy hear our joy?" Mary pondered, a pang of longing tugging at her heart. She could almost hear him, his laughter mingling with the vibrant symphony of the moment. "Let's paint the hope with music," a young girl suggested, and instantly the choir began to hum, their voices a sweet offering to the heavens. The sound soared, rising high above the faces turned upward in prayer. Mary took a breath, allowing the vibrations to fill her soul. Could this be the moment of transformation? As she tuned into the melody, she felt her spirit soar, rising higher, closer to God's promise. The church that once echoed with sorrow now radiated with a divine light, their collective energy intersecting, their united spirit crafting a tapestry of faith. She glanced around, witnessing hands high in praise, faces lifted in expectation, and hearts woven together with a strong thray of belief. "We are family," she murmured, gratitude bursting in her chest. The kindness and love encircled her like a warm embrace. But still, doubt nibbled at the edges of her mind. What if it was all a fleeting moment? What if the miracles didn't arrive as they had hoped? Would the gathering be enough to lift Tommy from his slumber? With newfound determination, she pushed aside those nagging thoughts, surrendering them to the light. No more doubt. We celebrate. We believe, she declared to herself. And so, the evening unfolded, a beautiful crescendo of laughter, song, and heartfelt prayers. As the candles flickered, each flame whispered promises of healing, each note chanted echoed the faith of a community united. But beyond the joyous noise, the air thickened and shimmered, hinting that something profound was about to happen. Night fell softly, and the stars began to twinkle above, as if the heavens themselves were joining in their celebration.
Mary's eyes were drawn to the stained glass windows, where rich colors danced in the dusky light.
Each pane felt like a window into God's kingdom, the vibrant hues alive with potential. Is this what it feels like to stand on the edge of a miracle? Mary wondered, a wave of peace washing over her. Then, without warning, a sudden hush fell over the crowd. It was as if time froze, holding its breath, poised at the threshold of something divine. What would be unveiled in that stillness? Would their faith pave the way for a true miracle, or would they be left longing for the promises unfulfilled? A deep silence enveloped the church, wrapping around each soul like a cherished hymn. Hearts beat softly in the stillness, breaths held as if they all shared a sacred secret. Mary felt the air shift, charged with expectancy. It was as if heaven had pressed its ear against the warmth of the gathered crowd, listening intently for their whispered hopes. In that moment, Mary closed her eyes and let the quiet wash over her. She felt her spirit gently swelling like a tide, rising not with fear, but with unfathomable faith. Lord, show us your presence, she prayed silently, her fingers intertwining as if grasping for a divine handshake. And then it happened. A soft wind swept through the church, subtle yet profound. The flickering flames of the candles danced, their light intensifying, illuminating the faces of the villagers. Gasps of wonder rippled through the crowd as a warm glow settled over the altar, casting a golden aura that felt both comforting and astonishing. "Look!" a voice broke through the quiet, eyes wide in awe. Pointing toward the altar, a miracle manifested before them, a figure shrouded in light, luminous and radiant. The figure seemed to pulse with a heart of gold, its presence filling every corner of the church. Mary was frozen, heart racing. Her mind struggled to comprehend what she was witnessing. Was this a vision? A manifestation of prayer realized? She felt the warmth spread from her core to fingertips, tingling with each heartbeat as joy welled up within her. "I am here. Your cries have reached the heavens," the figure spoke, a voice like flowing water, smooth and reassuring. Each word resonated, reverberating inside the hearts gathered, echoing truth. The villagers trembled, a mixture of fear and hope dancing in their expressions. "Tommy," Mary breathed, her heart swelling with longing. Would this presence bring hope to her dear friend? The thought anchored her, pulling her closer to the altar as if drawn by an invisible force. "Yes, child of faith," the figure continued, unwavering. "Your prayers are heard, your love is felt, but understand this sacred truth. Sometimes I reveal my plans in ways that seem hidden to the eye. Trust is the bridge that leads to understanding." The villagers exchanged glances, some tears glistening like tiny stars on their cheeks.
It was a moment of unity, a collective understanding that their faith, however wavering, had reached beyond the confines of their earthly troubles. "Will we see the miracles we seek?" a man ventured, voice trembling with desperation and hope. The figure smiled gently, a warmth radiating from the light that enveloped the altar. "Miracles are not bound by your expectations. They come in forms that nurture the deep desires of the heart. Embrace the unknown, for therein lies the seed of transformation." Mary felt her heart swell, the uncertainty in her spirit settling into a deep-seated peace. She looked around, the faces reflecting a mosaic of faith, confusion, and rising hope. Could it be? Could their village be on the brink of something astonishing? Would Tommy's condition be touched by this divine presence? As the figure began to fade, a shimmer of light swirled in the air. "Remember, dear ones, I am always with you, in joy, in grief, in doubt, in faith. Trust, and you shall witness." With that gentle reminder, the luminous figure vanished, enveloped in a cascade of light that sparkled like falling stars. The church erupted in murmurs, hearts alight with belief. Something ignited within Mary. A fierce joy mingled with the echo of the divine promise that had just been spoken. She felt renewed, emboldened to face whatever lay ahead. Still, uncertainties lingered as the wind whispered through the candlelight. What would happen next? What divine surprises awaited the village? The night deepened, yet Mary's heart swayed with persistent faith. The candle flames flickered like small beacons of hope. They had been touched by grace, but the unfolding miracle awaited them just beyond the horizon. What awaited them would test their faith once again. Would they rise to meet the challenge?
The air remained thick with an otherworldly presence, rippling like a peaceful lake disturbed by a gentle breeze. Mary stood in silent reverence, her heart still racing from the encounter that had just unfolded before her. The villagers gathered around her appeared transformed, their faces illuminated not only by the flickering candlelight, but by a newfound hope coursing through their spirits. Whispers danced in the air, as if each pair of lips were eager to breathe life into the promise they had just received. "Did you see that light?" a woman exclaimed, hands clasped in prayer. "It felt so real, like warmth wrapped tightly around our hearts." "Yes," another replied, beaming with excitement. "He spoke to us. The message, it wasn't just for one person. It was for all of us." Mary listened, her heart swelling with each syllable, aware that this moment might change everything for their village. Grief and despair had held them captive, but now a thread of unity began to weave itself through their collective faith. Suddenly, she felt the urge to lead them in prayer, to solidify the bond that had been forged in the glow of the divine presence.
"Let us gather, dear friends," Mary called out, her voice steady and soothing. "We must not let this moment slip away. Together we should thank him for being among us, for sharing his love and light." As she knelt before the altar, the others followed suit, forming a circle of faith. Knees pressed to the cool stone, she clasped her hands tightly, pouring her heart into a prayer of gratitude. "Lord, we thank you for coming to us tonight. We thank you for your promise, for the hope that you instilled in our hearts. We ask that you guide us, show us the way forward, help us to trust in you." Tears streamed down the faces of some as their voices echoed like into a choir, unified in devotion. A palpable energy surged through the church. Amidst their fervent supplications, bolstered by the light that had graced them, they began to sense something awakening within. "Can you feel it?" one of the men whispered, glancing around the circle. "It's like we're no longer carrying our burdens alone. It's like hope is filling the empty spaces in our hearts." Mary nodded, sensing the shift as each member of the congregation absorbed the beauty of their moment together. In the stillness, she envisioned Tommy, who had been fighting against his ailment for so long. She could hear his laughter ringing in her ears like a long-forgotten melody. "We need to share this light with him," she declared. "Let us go to him," another villager suggested, eyes sparkling. "Let's take this newfound hope, this miracle we've just witnessed." As they began to rise, their collective determination began to radiate through the church like the golden light that had filled their earlier moment of worship. Mary's spirit thrummed with anticipation, her heart echoing the words of the radiant figure from moments before, "Trust, and you shall witness." Moving as one, the villagers left the building, each step like a heartbeat of faith. Outside, the cool night air kissed their faces, heightening their senses. It felt as if the stars sparkled more vibrantly overhead, sharing in their urgency. "What if Tommy couldn't feel their love?" a voice murmured in the back of the group, uncertainty creeping in. "What if he's lost all hope?" "Even when hope seems lost, the smallest flicker can suffer renewal," Mary countered confidently. "We felt his touch. Let's allow that to guide us. It stirs within us a spark of faith sufficient to light up the darkest night." As they approached Tommy's home, a hush fell. They knew they were on the brink of something powerful, but a new wave of apprehension washed over Mary. What if this night held a greater test of faith than they ever expected? Would their belief withstand what lay ahead? She took a deep breath, a familiar warmth enveloping her. With one final glance at her friends who surrounded her, determination ignited in her chest.
The answer awaited them within those walls, potent with the potential for miracles yet unseen. If both light and darkness mingle here, what other secrets will be revealed? The moon hung high, casting a silver glow on Tommy's quaint cottage. Its quiet facade belied the fierce battle raging within. As Mary approached, her heart raced with anticipation and trepidation alike. The air felt charged, a battlefield of faith and doubt. Each breath drew her closer to what could either be a blessing or a heart-wrenching trial. As she reached the door, she turned to her friends. Their faces glowed with faith, yet streaks of worry weaved through their expressions. "Let's not hold back, my friends," Mary encouraged. Let our hearts be the conduit of his hope. With a gentle nod, they gathered once more, hands entwined in a spirit of solidarity. Lord, she began, her voice steady yet soft, we come to you as vessels willing to share your light. Let our love reach Tommy, shining brightly through shadows cast by despair. With each word, Mary felt a warmth radiate from her chest, igniting her spirit. She knocked gently, the sound piercing the veil of silence within. They waited, the stillness wrapping around them like a loving embrace, binding their thoughts in expectation. Footsteps shuffled from inside, a slow, deliberate movement. The door creaked open, revealing a shadowy figure. It was Tommy, visibly frail, his eyes clouded but alive with an underlying spark. The moment hung heavy with unspoken words. Mary's breath caught in her throat as she saw her friend. Tommy, her voice trembled with hope. Mary? He replied, shifting slightly despite the evident weakness. What brings you here, at this hour? The villagers stepped forward, surrounding him like a warm flame. We have come to share something with you, Mary said, her resolve building. We felt something extraordinary this night, a light that pierced through our darkness, and we want you to feel it too. Tommy blinked, uncertainty clouding his gaze. How can you think there's light for me? His voice cracked with the weight of unspoken fears and battles fought within his weary heart. Because we walked in it, a villager asserted, their passions stirring the air. We felt the warmth of divine promise. You are not alone in your struggle. We are here with you. Mary stepped closer, searching his eyes for a flicker of understanding. You have to trust, Tommy. When hope seems distant, that's when we need to grasp hold of it even tighter. The light we witnessed is real, and it's meant for you too. Together, let us pray. With resolve, each friend echoed her sentiment, entwining their belief into their collective intention. They formed a circle, surrounding Tommy in a protective embrace, sharing whispers of gratitude and declarations of faith. As they knelt, Mary felt a deep stirring within her spirit, a call to boldly proclaim hope over despair. Your days are guided by light, Tommy.
It beckons you to rise, she proclaimed, tears sliding down her cheeks, driven by divine compassion. Hear the truth of hope. The atmosphere thickened, electric, almost tangible. Light emanated from their unity, casting warm shadows despite the chill of the night. Mary sensed the words weaving a tapestry of belief within Tommy, something fragile yet powerful stirring beneath. Just then, a soft sound rippled through the cottage, an exhalation of hope, followed by a heartbeat of silence. For a moment, they all held their breath. Could it be that the light they felt could usher Tommy toward renewed strength? I want to believe, Tommy whispered, his voice barely audible but rich with yearning. The ripple of his words seemed to fuel the energy swirling around them. Mary's heart soared. She could feel the chains that held him poised for breaking, a breakthrough waiting to happen. But as quickly as joy surged, a flicker of doubt crept in. Would their faith be strong enough to lift him from the shadows completely? Here we stand, Mary murmured, bound by faith, ready for a miracle. But what awaited them? Was it the light of healing or the lesson of surrender? An even greater mystery loomed before them, and with each passing second, the answer awaited its moment to unfold. Mary's heart beat like a drum echoing in a cavern of faith and uncertainty. She felt the warmth of her friends encircling Tommy, their prayers mingling with the cool night air, but the weight of his struggle remained a palpable presence. Would the hope they carried be enough to transform his sorrow? Let him in, Tommy, Mary urged gently, kneeling closer. Your heart is a vessel waiting to be filled. Let his love wash over you. Tommy's brow furrowed as if he were unraveling a great riddle. His eyes searched the area, the flickering candlelight casting shadows that danced like whispers in the night. What if I can't? What if I'm too lost? A hush fell over the group. It was a moment suspended in time, an urgent need woven into the fabric of their shared devotion. None are beyond his reach, a voice whispered from behind Mary, filled with undeniable conviction. Even the darkest corners can be filled with light. The group collectively inhaled, that simple yet profound reminder lighting the air with sacred energy. We believe for you, brother.
one villager chimed, stepping closer. Your heart is not just yours. It belongs to the one who created it. You're part of something grander than yourself. Tommy began to tremble, perhaps from fear or perhaps from the growing warmth of something larger than his own despair. But with each passing breath, the uncertainty began to dissipate like mist before the morning sun. Tell me how, he pleaded, clinging to the fabric of faith being offered. Mary took a deep breath, her spirit buoyed by the depths of their connection to each other and to God's promise.
It starts with surrender, she whispered, her voice barely above the hum of hope. Letting go of your fears, trusting that there is strength in believing, and finding peace in the company of those who care. The pressure seemed to lessen for him, a glimmer of understanding igniting in his mirror eyes. If I trust, what then? Then you will be met with more than just presence. You will encounter love and healing, Mary responded, her heart swelling with divine certainty. God's love isn't a whisper in the dark. It is the very light that guides us home. Tommy nodded slowly, wrestling with the new currents of trust and hope. As the prayers intensified, Mary felt the sacred rhythm of their hearts merging, each promise woven together like a quilt of faith. Suddenly, a gentle breeze swept through the space, stirring the candle flames, their flickering light creating a soft glow, wrapping around Tommy like a tender embrace. He looked up, and for the first time, a faint trace of a smile crossed his lips. I can feel it, he breathed. Yes, that's it, Tommy. Feel the hope filling those empty places, Mary encouraged, passion radiating from her. Let it wash over you. With each minute that passed, a healing began to unfurl within him. His shoulders, once heavy with despair, eased slightly in the company of unwavering love. There was a different weight now, an uplifting spirit replacing the burdens that had defined him. Together now, the villagers whispered, their voices mingling like a sweet melody rising to the heavens. Let us rejoice in this moment. Holy Spirit, come. Just as their voices blended in fervent harmony, Tommy's gaze drifted upward, his eyes sparkling with a glimmer of belief. The tension held in his heart began to shift into a release, a letting go of years steeped in shadows. But then he paused as uncertainty flickered once more. It feels different, but what if I falter again? What if... Hope does not falter, Mary interjected softly, yet firmly. Each step forward leads you deeper into His grace. The journey of faith isn't perfect, but that's where the beauty lies, in the trying. Was this the moment they had all waited for? And through the transformations unfolding, would Tommy embrace not just the light, but the deeper call to surrender? The question lingered in the stillness. What if this is just the beginning? Mary thought, her spirit soaring with anticipation. The truth of God's plan remained a grand mystery, waiting to be revealed. Tommy's eyes shimmered with something new. The shadows of doubt receded, replaced by a hesitant light. He sensed a stirring within him, a yearning that transcended mere survival and whispered promises of renewal. Each voice that joined in prayer felt like a strand weaving tighter around his heart. Just breathe, Tommy, Mary urged softly, her brow smoothed with concern and confidence. Inhale His Spirit and exhale your fears.
He closed his eyes, inhaling deeply, the air rich with the fragrance of hope and the warm glow of faith enveloping him like a comforting blanket. The world around him faded, leaving only the call to trust ringing clear in his mind. It wasn't just about release. It was about an invitation to more, a deeper understanding of himself, intertwined with the divine. As the soft sounds of prayer continued to rise, he felt a powerful shift. The encircling warmth morphed into a tangible presence, almost like a gentle hand on his shoulder. I am here, it seemed to say. The plea of his spirit resonated with the rhythm of community prayer. In a moment of clarity, Tommy opened his eyes, scanning the familiar faces now aglow with divinity. I want to feel this. I want to accept it fully, he murmured, his voice trembling with the weight of sincerity. The villagers exchanged knowing glances, a silent recognition of the sacred event unfolding. Then you must take a leap,
one elder whispered, their voice a blend of tenderness and authority. Unite your heart with his. Journey into the depths where true peace resides. Mary stood taller, energized by the collective faith flowing like a river in their midst. Let us all stand together, she beckoned, her voice uplifting and infectious. It's time to share in the promise of faith, time to witness the transformation. They rose as one, hands linked in fellowship, a circle of unity igniting the space around them. A sacred vibration tingled in the air, merging with the vibrations of their hearts. Each person radiated a unique frequency of love, creating an atmosphere heavy with divine anticipation. Let your heart speak, Mary encouraged Tommy, squeezing his hands firmly. Let his love fill every inch of you, replacing those memories that weigh you down. As he focused inward, Tommy could feel it, an overwhelming warmth spreading through his chest. It was as if each warmly spoken prayer unfurled a petal, revealing the tender bud of his soul beneath. Tears spilled from his eyes, not a cry of sorrow, but of liberation. He's here, he's with you, Tommy, the villagers exclaimed, their voices rising in a crescendo of excitement and worship. In that moment, something shifted within Tommy's heart, a crack in the dam of sorrow that he had built over the years. The walls he had erected began to crumble, and joy surged forth like a mighty river breaking free. Thank you, Lord, he gasped, the words tumbling out amidst joyful cries surrounding him. The Spirit breached his defenses, empowering him with promises unspoken. But amidst the joyous transformation, a flickered thought. What if I lose this? A lurking fear tugged at the corners of his heart, casting a shadow through the bright light of his revelation. Each day is a new beginning, Mary answered intuitively, catching the doubt before it had a chance to take root.
Remember, it's the continuous journey, each prayer, each moment of surrender that nurtures this love. It's not just about this moment, but all the days that follow. Tommy's spirit felt buoyed with hope, yet still he wondered how to maintain this connection to the divine. Was there a secret to grounding such immense grace in everyday life? Would there be signs to follow or a road marked before him? And just as he searched for answers, the wind picked up, carrying a melody of distant laughter and joy. It felt as if heaven itself was rejoicing alongside them. Mary glanced around, sensing the atmosphere was primed for something deeper. There was an unspoken urgency in the air, a charge of divine potential waiting to erupt. What's next, Lord? What awaits us beyond this moment? Mary mused silently, eyes glistening with unshed tears of joy. As hearts swelled with fresh hope, the question loomed. What secrets lay hidden just beyond the horizon of understanding? What revelations would come to those willing to embark on the journey? As dawn's first rays lit the village, Mary felt a surge of determination. The air bore the fragrance of renewed hope, mingling with the warmth of the sun like a divine assurance. Her heart was ready, and the weight of uncertainty that had once lingered began to dissolve like morning mist. Tommy stood in the center of their gathering, his presence transformed. The flicker of doubt that once clouded his spirit had been replaced by a fierce desire to embrace life, to reach for the miraculous promise their faith had declared. The villagers' hearts were tethered to his, a collective beating that pulsed with shared purpose. Today is the day, my friends, Mary declared, her voice resonant, commanding attention. Today is the time to truly celebrate the light that has dawned over us all. Let us show Tommy and the universe how faith can ignite a fire within. Her words echoed through the cluster of hopeful souls. With each affirmation of faith, they gathered armfuls of flowers, baked goods, and banners. Laughter accompanied their movements, a sacred symphony of fellowship intermingled with joy's purpose. They crested the hill outside Tommy's cottage, unable to contain the exuberance any longer. Let's spread this joy far and wide, shouted one villager, the enthusiasm infectious. They filled the air with song, voices weaving together like a beautiful tapestry, calling forth the spirit of community. As they reached the town square, voices and hearts melded together, igniting a celebration that echoed around them, reaching even the most distant corners of the village. Mary smiled, basking in the love blossoming around her. Witness the miracle unfolding, she called, her arms raised high, beckoning others to join. Faith is alive in us today. Let it flow. The sun beamed brighter with each gesture of affection, illuminating their faces with its radiant warmth. This was not just a gathering. It was a manifestation of their prayers, the fire of hope igniting flames of change. Then, with an electric chill, a shiver of divine presence, Tommy stepped forward, heartened by the community rallying around him. "I want to feel it, the love and faith you've poured into me," he said, his voice steady, defiant against the shadows that had once loomed large in his life. "But how do I keep it alive?" A hush fell over the growing crowd, all eyes upon him. Mary could feel his nervous anticipation weaving into the collective energy. Tommy took a deep breath. "Every day I want the light to guide my thoughts, to free my heart from fear. I'll need the prayers, the community. How do we keep this going?" "Yes," someone cried, the fervor catching like wildfire. "Let us commit to being a family of faith. We'll gather to strengthen each other, uplift one another." A chorus of agreement from the villagers filled the air. "Yes, we all need each other." Their determination echoed back at Tommy, a binding promise that no soul was meant to journey alone. "We'll create a community of support," Mary added, beaming. "Together we will hold up the light. We'll meet weekly, share stories of hope, and celebrate the little miracles that come our way." Tommy's expression shifted, warmth washing over him. "Then we will build something beautiful," he proclaimed, realization dawning within. "Our faith isn't just for today, it's the soil from which hope will sprout for every tomorrow." A collective cheer erupted, matching the brightness of the morning sun overhead. As they celebrated, Mary caught sight of a flicker in the distance. The stranger, the luminary who had visited them before, stood at the edge of the gathering, a knowing smile gracing his lips. Mary's heart quickened. Could it be that he had come to witness their transformation? "Look, everyone," she called out, catching their gaze toward the figure. "He who spoke to us before is here again." The crowd hushed, reverence washing over them as the figure stepped forward, weaving through the central gathering, exuding an otherworldly serenity. "You have embraced the light," he spoke, his voice like cascading water, filled with compassion. "And in doing so, you have sown seeds that shall bear fruit far beyond your understanding. Faith is not just spoken, it is lived and shared. Your unity is powerful." Tommy felt a swell of emotion rise within him. "We are ready to walk together, to support one another in faith," he declared, passion igniting every syllable. "We won't stop believing." The crowd erupted into applause, joy cascading from one heart to the next. As the stranger looked upon them, an approving nod signaled the affirmation of their journey ahead. "Remember," he said, his eyes twinkling like stars, "miracles live in each kind act you perform. You are the hands and feet of hope. Let your actions mirror your faith." The villagers echoed their agreement once more. The energy shifted. It transformed into a commitment, an unwavering connection to the sacred promise. That day marked the beginning of a new chapter, a journey woven together by faith and love, where doubt and despair bowed to the light of belief. As laughter filled the air and love surged forth, Mary clasped Tommy's hand tightly. "Together we will honor his presence every step of the way," she whispered, embracing the warmth of divinity that danced around them. And as the sun set, casting golden hues across the village, they knew they had entered a space of divine possibility, echoing a love that would forever illuminate their paths, a testament to the power of faith and community, stamping their legacy upon the earth. Now, as you've witnessed this incredible manifestation, understand the urgency for unity. Subscribe immediately to our channel so you don't miss the next exclusive faith stories shining stunningly bright like this one. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and spread the light further than ever before. Share this message instantly with at least 5 friends who need to encounter this divine transformation. Don't wait even one more second. Together, let's illuminate the world. For only true servants of God understand the importance of supporting this channel through these actions.